Good evening, folks, and welcome to the 6 o'clock news on SBYnews.com and our special edition for the candidate questions and interviews. Today we have G. Williams, the mayor of Berlin, Maryland, of course. G, welcome.
Welcome. Good to see you, Jim.
Glad to have you here. Listen, we're going to go through some basic questions here, and it's your show, so we'll start with this. Why are you running for state delegate?
Really, it was requested by numerous people over many months to really consider this opportunity and this challenge. I've really enjoyed my public service as a council member in Berlin and as the mayor, and received quite a bit of encouragement because we've really taken some different and new approaches to solving some of the problems of the day with all the current economic challenges. We didn't throw up our arms and become frustrated. We went to work and started organizing cooperative action, and it's really made a difference. And I think people want me to take the progress and the opportunities that we made happen in Berlin and apply those same principles at the state level.
Cool, good. The next question would be, why should the voters support you versus your opponents?
Well, I think my concerns, my interests, and my sensibilities match those of voters and the citizens of the Lower Eastern Shore. I have three very distinct priorities that I believe the delegate should take to the next legislature. First is to make state government more efficient, effective, and responsive. We've got to live within our means, and the only way to make that happen is to make government a more effective instrument for the people. It's just not a matter of scale, it's a matter of efficiency and being responsive. And my background, not only in elected politics, but also as a public servant for the Maryland State Highway Administration, working with nonprofits, and also as a newspaper man and publisher for almost 30 years. I've seen how all this fits together.
So you feel my pain?
Yes, I can understand, certainly can. But that's my first priority, because an effective government is the problem. We have to live within our means, but we also have to have a government that works with business and works with people. As the second most important thing, I think, is economic opportunity has to be balanced with environmental stewardship. This idea that the two have to be mutually exclusive and constantly working against each other, it's outdated thinking. To have a sustainable economy, especially down here where agriculture and tourism are so important to our overall economy, both depend on a strong economy and a good, sound environment. And we have been working hard in Berlin to make that happen, and have basically taken a leadership position in the state with a program we call Grow Berlin Green. And we have, the business community is one of the greatest advocates for environmental stewardship in our area. And the third thing that we must not lose sight of is that even though we're in extraordinarily economically challenging times, that educational excellence must remain an unwavering commitment of the state of Maryland.
Okay, great. Now, if elected, will you support the repeal of both the sales tax increase and the so-called millionaire surtax? If so, how would you pay for it?
No, I would not encourage us to get in any greater crisis financially than we currently are. Those are, I think no one wanted to see those increases, but quite frankly, spending had been out of control for some time. Some resolution had to be made. I don't like paying an extra penny on the dollar for purchasing something here in Maryland versus going to a nearby neighbor where I don't have to pay anything.
Right.
But I do think that the answer is not just making the financial situation worse. The answer is prioritizing what we do with the money we have available. My first priority would be to continue to make some hard choices about cutting back the cost of government. We haven't finished that task yet. And any relief on the taxpayers, I think, is going to come through economic development and economic opportunity. Fooling with the tax schedules at this point is not something I would support in either direction.
Gotcha. In your opinion, what are the greatest challenges facing the Lower Shore, and how do you believe you can help solve the problems if elected?
Well, primarily, I think economic opportunities here are limited because we have not been willing to make the changes and get the support of government in preparing our population for the economy of the 21st century. To give you a perfect example, we have this new spaceport starting up in the whole technology down in Wallace. It is going to create an entire new level of high-paying, great jobs for people, and most folks are talking about the people who are going to move here to take those jobs. Why shouldn't we be out there as a state, as our local counties, working with our local universities and our public education systems, training and developing not only our young people who are in high schools, but our workforce of mature people, and getting the training to take advantage of these opportunities. This is something where we need to look at the courses that we're doing through our tech programs at the public level. We need to work with our community colleges, and the state is in a position to help guide these things. It's a situation where if you provide grants, you provide educational opportunities, and you have a goal in mind, that's just one example. We cannot just keep doing the same old, and expect somehow, magically, we're going to have a better economic future than we've had in the past. This to me is a situation where, overall, I think the great challenge is that Maryland has relied way too much on regulation and nowhere near enough on economic incentives for not only small businesses, but businesses of all size, and even our farmers. Our farmers need to have, they want to do the right thing. They are some of the original environmentalists on the shore. But we've got to provide economic incentives for them to be able to manage financially the changes that will help sustain not only the environment, but our economic base.
Great. Okay. Now, under the current administration, we've seen great effort in the state to force Wacomico County to strip farmers. And of course, this question, folks, is mainly geared towards Wacomico County out of your district, right?
But still, Eastern Wacomico is part of the district.
Part of it, yeah. But it doesn't affect, this question doesn't qualify for you as much as it does other delegates in other districts.
Okay.
But it's important.
Sure.
Let me get back to it. So, under the current administration, we've seen great effort by the state to force Wacomico County to strip farmers of their property rights and take away many of their development rights. Do you support this? If not, will you commit, if elected, to support legislation to get the state government out of local planning discussions and, if need be, eliminate the Maryland Department of Planning?
Well, I don't think we should eliminate the Maryland Department of Planning, but I do think we need a realignment of the authority of planning throughout the state. The best example I can use is working with the town of Berlin. We had to redo our comprehensive plan, and it took years because every time we thought we were getting to where we needed to go, the Maryland Department of Planning had new criteria, higher levels of restrictions, and it just seemed to be layer upon layer. Quite frankly, what I think has to be done that affect everybody, not just farmers, but business people, residents, people wanting to build commercial development, is that the state should set a basic standard, and then the closer the building and the development gets to the front lines, the closer the decision making. I know from our experience in Berlin that the local folks, these are educated, committed, intelligent people who are trying to make decisions that will not only affect their lives, but the generations that follow. The state has historically seen itself as some sort of omnipresent, knowing-all entity that should make all decisions from a centralized point of view. That's, to me, just not even American. The state should certainly set basic standards. It should make sure that there is some continuity in the zoning and so forth, so that you're not literally moving. A business person can easily do business in Allegheny County as well as in Worcester County or Wacomico, but I very much, from my own experience, find that there needs to be more authority delegated to municipalities and counties, and to go along with the responsibility that has already been delegated to us.
Gotcha. Look, we're going to wrap it up. Do you